Hello, hello, beloveds, and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Just wanted to share a little bit of insight and inspiration with you. So, first off, I'm sharing with you my little kitchen altar. This is right on the bar in my house. Hey, liberated psychologist, sending you some love, sister. So, just came back in from doing a few of our bi-weekly errands now. We're not getting out too often, but I always like to put the bills up so we can bless the prosperity that we have. So I wanted to share that with you. So we just came in from running all of our errands, came out of our lockdown to go re-up and get some food and things. And so then I came in and started burning the protection incense. I got my new candle. Somebody asked me recently why I choose the Virgin Mary. And so for me, these candles don't represent Virgin Mary. They actually represent Tonantzin, who is the original Mother Earth energy that is indigenous here. And so she then was like other Christian energies. She was whitewashed into the Virgin Mary. And so for me, it is the energy of Tonantzin. And so if you want to find out more about her, I will be sharing more of that energy very soon. But yes, Tonantzin, yes, thank you. So yeah, so for me, it's not the Virgin Mary. It really is the energy of Tonantzin. She was a brown woman. And so I keep her energy going here in my home instead of paying for all the different types of candles that I've had. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, I do like having that indigenous energy in. So, but what I wanted to share with you is one of my favorite things. Hello, beloveds, and invite you into Casa Gonzalez is my flowers. You know that I love doing my flowers every week. So I've got my vases out and ready. And so I just wanted to share some insight and inspiration with you as I do my flowers. I've never done that with you. So now you can see inside Casa Gonzalez. And so, you know, one of the things I wanted to talk about is, you know, I recognize that we're all going through our own different experience. You know, many of us are without work, some of us are working more, you know, and the important thing to remember is that abundance truly is everywhere. Abundance is in our consciousness. And that's why I love connecting to our ancestors, because our ancestors had so much less than we did. And so it's important to remember that, beloveds, that we might feel frightened, but the thing that you're afraid of is something outside of you. And that's the thing that most of us are always frightened about, is stuff that's happening outside of us. And the important thing to remember is there is truly nothing to fear. The fear truly, I'm gonna let you see my beautiful flowers a little bit more there. Here you go. Trying to do the most. So you can, you know, really start to look at your spiritual beliefs, your ideologies. Where did they come from? Were they inherited from your parents? Is this some, you know, some fear-based energy that you learned growing up? Are you willing and ready to change that? Because most of us don't realize that our money stories aren't money stories that we've made up. Actually, they're money stories that somebody else gave us. And so it's time for us, this one has lots of thorns, time for us to create our own and new money stories. But that's not the only thing I wanted to talk about. I did want to touch on that because I recognize that the finances of a lot of people are going down. So I will be sharing some books that I used and that I have and that I do use to keep me lifted and shifted in my prosperity practices. And so I'll be sharing that on Brown Girls Who Bruja on the Facebook page. And also don't forget, I just recently wrapped up the 21 days of prosperity. So if you are feeling like, oh, I need to learn something about prosperity right now, I just wrapped up 21 days. So you can do that daily practice for yourself right now. So you see, guys, this is my weekly or bi-weekly now thing that I love to do, because bringing that energy of beauty and grace into my home really does something. And look at this amazing color. Isn't that a beautiful color? So tomorrow is the day of Oshun, and so that's why I picked these peachy yellow looking ones. Plus they look like the sunshine to me, so I wanted to bring them in. And so one of the other things I wanted to let you know, that we're on day 2 of Tarot 2.0, which is our free Facebook community there where we're diving into tarot. Hi, beloved in California, I see you. So we're diving into tarot, and so we're on day 2. Yesterday was your tarot story, and so I want to share a little bit of with you what my tarot story is. And so yesterday I did share a little bit that I started tarot about when I was 13. So what did I say yesterday? It was 35 years now I've been doing tarot. So tarot has been a huge part of my life, and I pick cards every single day, and I've been doing that for 35 years. And actually Miana, my beloved daughter, she now does tarot every day as well. And so that's one of the reasons the Tarot 2.0 community has actually been there for 4 years. And I've had different little groups over the years, but I thought, I'm going to focus on the brujeria and doing all that, and that's what you see here in this amazing community. But Spirit told me, now is the time to support your sisters with tarot, because everybody's looking for a spiritual practice, and that's why I shared with you my candle. Because you can see I keep it set up. Whenever I do a video in the house, you always see my candle is burning 24/7. And the reason I do that, first of all, it is in a plate of water. And second of all, and then I'll get back into what I was talking about, I keep it there. And my cats have never bothered it. They've never bothered it. I've never had a problem. And also here in Mexico, our houses are made of stone. And so I if anything burned, it would be the things around it and maybe this counter, but I've never ever had an issue. My cats just don't even bother it. So it is my altar, and having it right behind the door is also supportive of the Orishas Ogun and Papa Aligba. And right behind the door, because that's the energy that comes in. And I also shared, let me go off camera for a second, my sage bundle. You can see it's pretty small now because I sage every morning. I sage my front door, in and out energy. I sage myself every single morning. And the reason I do these things is because we do need guidance and protection every single day. And so this is why spiritual practice, learning the tarot as a spiritual practice, not just as a divination tool and as for profit, but really for personal development, is so important to me, because I know how it supported me when I was traveling around the world and had my 2 suitcases, and even when I was competing in the International Psychic Challenge, when I was living in Ukraine and on the TV show, it was my tarot that kept me supported and sane, because I was in Ukraine by myself. Believe you me, there was no other brown women in Kiev, Ukraine. Absolutely not. There was no other brown women. And so my tarot cards, my spiritual books, my Course in Miracle, the deck that I use for myself, for my personal readings, it varies. But the one that I use that I get the most energy from is my Thoth deck, because Thoth, we know, is the ancient Egyptian Kemetic energy. And I'll be sharing a lot of that coming up very soon in our Sisters of Tarot, because we're going to start with Ma'at, and Ma'at is the counterpart of Thoth. So in Sisters of Tarot, which is our paid membership, remember, it's less than $30. It's actually less. I forget the price, but it's very reasonable, because and the Sisters of Tarot, that's really for women or people who identify as women who really want to go deeper into tarot. Tarot 2.0 is learning the basics, becoming getting into the habit, and I'm really going to teach you a lot of different things. But in Sisters of Tarot, that's where I can go a little deeper and talk a little bit about Kabbalah, talk about the psychology, the tarology. What is tarology? What is the psychology and the archetypes and things like that? Because I'm so into it, you guys. I love Carl Jung. I've been a Rosicrucian. If you've never heard of that, it's one of the secret societies. My great-grandfather was also a Rosicrucian. I've been in the Theosophical Society and Rhoda Society. So when I tell you I'm into tarot, absolutely. And so tarot truly as a spiritual practice has been the guiding light in my life. It is truly, actually, I wish you could see right behind in my refrigerator, I've got magnets, magnets of tarot cards. The ones I have, I think, are the Moon, the Wheel of Fortune, and Strength. Yeah. I got those, yeah. So tarot is huge. So the deck that I use is the Thoth deck, but I have several decks that I use for myself. The other decks that I use for myself are the Chrysalis deck. I love that one. I got a beautiful deck from Melanade's Dan. That is a woman of color. I would like to get some more women of color ones as well. And my husband and I, we stopped working on our deck because we wanted to redo it and come up with some new ideas and had different, so we're going to be restarting that, the Flor de Luna deck, which is the flower moon. And so the deck that I use for clients, however, is the Hanson Roberts, and that is the only deck I've ever used for clients. So I've been using that deck now for almost 20 years, and every client I've ever had has had that deck. It's the only one I use for clients. But for myself, I think I have like 6 or 7. I have the Orisha deck that I discovered here in Mexico City. I also have, wow, there's so many. I have the Vision Quest deck, I have the Medicine Woman deck, and those are all the ones that I use for myself. So those are some of my favorite decks. And like I said, I'm a deck collector. I used to have so many decks before I started traveling, but I couldn't travel with them all. Just like I used to have a whole library of tarot books, but of course, before I started traveling, I couldn't take them all, but I used to try. I used to try to stuff them into there and make my 50 pounds. I used to stuff them in my carry-on bag all the time and have busted bags all over the place with all my decks and oracle cards and crystals. But now I don't do all that traveling, so I'm home. And so, yeah, so tarot really is a huge part of my life. It is a part of my daily magic, a part of my spiritual practice. And you know, I'll tell you what, I pick my tarot cards right before I do my Course in Miracles lesson for the day. And it's so interesting how sometimes the cards that I get always seem to coincide with today's lesson. So like today's lesson is my grievances hide the light of the world in me. And I keep my cards right here. I've shared this with you guys in the past. So I have my little prayer book. My Course in Miracles book is right there. But every day I read a passage in this cute little book. A friend of mine in Florida gave me this book. So I'm always reading a prayer in here. Here's my tarot cards. So, oh, hold on. There's my tarot card for the day. And then I also have one of these I am willing cards that my spiritual teacher that I'm in a year-long program, she created. So I am willing to invest in my happiness. This is huge. Got that one this morning. Then I also pick a tarot, I'm sorry, not a tarot. This is my Insight from Course in Miracles card. I also pick one of these today. And so every day, so it says, today our function is to work together because apart from each other, we cannot function at all. The whole power of God's daughter, I always change the words, lies in all of us, but not in any of us alone. So isn't that perfect for today? And so then the tarot cards that I got for today, the first one here, in my top deck, is lust. And lust really comes from the word luster, and that's about shine. Right? So for someone who doesn't know me, what is A Course in Miracles? A Course in Miracles is a spiritual book. It is a lesson every single day. You can definitely Google it. So go ahead and Google it so you can see. It is a spiritual practice. It's not a religion. And it really supports me on a daily basis. And if you would like to find out more, actually, I have a group every Friday where we do a prayer, a meditation, and a spiritual practice. And that is by love donation, and the link is in bio. So lust is really about luster. Many people think when they see lust, they think it's about this energy of getting and lust, right? But lust is truly about luster, and luster is about radiance and shine. And if you look here closely at the card, she's on a lion, and she's holding a light. And so she's tamed that part of herself that is wanting just what she wants, and she's got the strength of a lion. And so it's really about bringing your light, and that is number 11. And so I love that I got that. And then I got the death card, so that's saying something is ending. And then I got the Hierophant, and that goes so in alignment, like I said, with the lesson. My grievances, which are my judgments, my problems, my issues, time went off, keep my keep the light of the world from within me. And so that's then what creates worry. So when I am thinking outside of myself, when I'm judging somebody, that is blocking the light. That is keeping me from my happiness. That is keeping me from my joy. And then I get the Chariot. And the Chariot is about that movement. We've got to keep it moving. We can't get stuck. We can't hold on. So that's what, then the Victory card, and then Prudence, be mindful. Don't, go crazy, but be mindful. Then Futility, futility is about staying stuck. And then the last card I get is the Star, which is interesting because the first card is also about shining. And then the last one is about shining too. And so what this reading for me today was telling me that, the light of the world, I am the one who keeps it from me when I get caught up in my problems, or caught up in wanting to judge somebody, or judge the world, or be in my fear story, or whatever that is. And so having both, the Course in Miracles, having all my different ways. I didn't pick my affirmation cards today because I'm doing so many different things, and I'm keeping my affirmations going in my mind. But the one that is for our heart happy this week is, what is it? I am willing to accept the present without judgment. And so accepting the present is like accepting now as it is. I can't judge it. I can't, if I try to control it, or if I try to have judgment, or try to think that it's wrong, or think I know better, that is saying that the universe doesn't know what it's doing. And I know the universe knows what it's doing. I might not know what I'm doing. You might not know what you're doing, but I know Mother Universe knows what she's doing, because she's been doing it a lot longer than me. So I let her have it. And so this is how I love A Course in Miracles. This is how I love my tarot, because it keeps me grounded. It keeps me from thinking I know something. Because so many people, I know. And then don't do anything differently. A Course in Miracles is mind training. It is intuition development. It is recognizing that there is a voice, that there is a spiritual guidance. And the thing is, when we're so caught up, it's 444, we're caught up in thinking that we know, we can't hear spirit. And that's why I love A Course in Miracles. And then going with my tarot, then what that does is really reinforce what I was intuitively guided to. Hello in Cleveland, Ohio. And so, find ways to get yourself spiritual support. And so then on Sundays, I do the live stream of Agape International in LA with Reverend Michael Beckwith, one of my favorite teachers. Mondays, I'm in my spiritual class. Fridays, I'm in spiritual class. Tuesdays, I'm listening to Marianne Williamson. She is a fantastic, before she was a presidential candidate, she's an amazing Course in Miracles teacher. I have several of her books, actually. And and I'm in B school learning my business things. And this is how I live all the time. My husband and I, Guillermo and I, are always home, So Miana actually has been teasing us. She's like, oh, this lockdown isn't any different for you guys, because you guys are always home. You guys are in bed before 10, And I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, but I'm studying all day. I'm in conversation and communion with Spirit all day. When I go out for a walk, I'm asking Spirit, show me, guide me, teach me, lead me, And so this is our time to recognize that if we want to be with Spirit, we have to be with Spirit. Spirit's not going to say, here, beloved, I'm here. We have to call on Spirit, because Spirit is always there. We can't now start praying, I want this, I want this, I want this. No. Spirit is always saying, it is a two-way street. I'm talking, you're listening, right? So, because we're always so busy thinking, but Spirit is saying, no, it's time for us to listen. So what are you hearing, beloved? What is your spirit telling you? What is coming through you? And so please join me either in Heart Happy Fridays at 11 Central Time. And then I've got Tarot 2.0. I'm going to bounce on over there and share day number 2. And then Sisters of Tarot. And then guess what? Next week, we got something even better for you. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you're trying to figure out what to do with your business, Miana and I have got something great. And we had already planned on having this actually put together for you at a later date. But now I know my sisters need it more than ever. And so get ready for that. So if you have a spiritual business, if you're a woman or someone who identifies as a woman, get ready, sisters. I've got something for you, and I'm super, super excited about that as well. So happy Wednesday. And as you can see, I even have affirmations on my shirt. Love rules, love rules. And so I'm always keeping it going. And today is Oya Day, so I'm always wearing my purple. I've got my purple lip. And you know, I wanted to share with you too. Somebody asked me what were my different color nails. So it's the sun and the moon, sun and the moon. These are my sun and moon nails. And so, yeah, I always keep on my joria, keep on my colors. So, yeah, beloveds, this is our time. This is truly our time to be in our spirit, not of the world. This is time for us to really be in that space of not just honoring with candles and crystals. Oh, no, no, this is the time. So happy birthday to your mother. And hey, Yvette, I see you, beloved. So thank you so much, beloveds, for tuning in. Look at my beautiful flowers for today. These are going to just make beloved Oshun so happy tomorrow. I've got 2 vases now, so I'm super grateful for that. And so I send you so much love wherever you are. And so let's just pray. Just breathing in grace, breathing in gratitude, breathing in the love, bringing in the light, knowing that there is immunity in community. We are immune to the viruses of fear, to the viruses of economic shutdown. We are immune to the static of the world. We are immune. And we are shifted and lifted by the Spirit that guides us, the ancestors that guide us, the archangels, the ascended masters, the orishas, the goddesses, the gods, all of them that guide and provide for us. They are keeping us immune because we are in community. And when we come together, we grow together. Just like the Course in Miracles said, we cannot do it alone. And so the one of us is the each of us. And so I bless every man, woman, and child, every tree and every seed, every animal and every insect. I bless it all. And I am grateful. I'm grateful for this technology. I'm grateful for every single one of you. I'm grateful for your families, for your bank accounts, for the food you eat, the drinks you drink, the steps you take, the work you do. I bless our health, our vitality. I bless every organ, action, and function of our body temples. Yes, beloved universe, spirit, mother, Ma'at, Mary, Oya, I bless it all. I thank the divine feminine in me, and I bless the divine feminine and masculine in you. And so I lift us and shift us. I raise our vibration to on high, and I let it be. I let it go. I trust and know that we are supported, we are safe, and we are supplied. So good to pray, beloveds. Thank you so much. I send you so much love. Ashe, as above, so below. Amen, and all that good stuff. So until next time, beloveds, peace and blessings. Thanks so much for tuning in with me.